Welcome back for another book review. Today we are talking about this one. So this is the Hearth Witch's Kitchen Herbal, Culinary Herbs for Magic, Beauty, and Health by Anna Franklin. As per usual, they did pick a good title for the book. It kind of describes the book quite well. It is mostly, I would say about like 90% of this book is the different entries for your common herbs that you're gonna have in your kitchen. So it's gonna have like things that, like, ironically Cunningham's book doesn't always have. This one over here. Like, when I go to look it up for my own series that I do on the channel, usually on the weekends, like, there's just certain ones that he just doesn't have. And this book has, like, the common ones you're going to be using in your kitchen. Turmeric, garlic, black pepper, cardamom. Like, there's so many, like, just the random ones that you're going to have the spices and herbs in your kitchen, and has a lot of information, magical recipes. There's just a lot to do with each one. So I would rate this a 4 out of 5. The Mankey effect has happened again. And if you don't know, I hated Jason Mankey books, and then suddenly I didn't. And there were books of his that I thoroughly enjoyed. So now, here we are, The Mankey Effect. I liked this book. So this book, I was prepared to not like. Like, immediately, like, I think it was like page 8 and 9, I was already taking notes like, oh god, here we go again. Because she's like, you can't use copper and aluminum pots, because if you do, it taints it. And I'm like, so why? Because, like, I don't think it's gonna matter, because my tea kettle, I don't even know if I still have it, because I just use a coffee pot now, but I've had them before, and I'm like 99% confident it's aluminum metal that's on the inside. And, like, we have copper pans that we use pretty frequently. So, like, I don't know why those two metals in particular are such a problem. And it's never addressed other than it taints it. And is it, like, magically tainting or mundanely tainting? Don't know. Didn't say. Like, you know, I was ready at that point. I was like, okay, but why? And, like, just prepared. Because, again, her last book was, like, botulism. And yet, here we are. I ended up actually liking it. Because, again, the thing is, there's not a lot of books that talk about herbs that you're going to use in your kitchen. And when you can find a good resource, it's like, well, that's convenient. And, like, some of the things I don't know how frequently I'm going to, like, use. Like, I'm not, like, a facial person. I'm not going to be like, ah, look at the facial scrubs and the cleansers or whatever. That's not my thing. And, like, there's some things, like, to make, like, a hair wash that you're supposed to do with certain herbs and whatever, I'm like, I just use the products, like shampoo and cream, rinse, and call it a day. So, okay, like, certain things that I'm like, that's outside my realm. But there was a lot of really good information in here. And again, there's not a lot of books that I found that have, like, the culinary herbs, because, like, realistically, most of us are not going to have, I don't know, like, a lot of the witchcraft books just focus on, like, random plants. Like, you're not gonna sit down and eat, like, a cedar tree. So it's gonna have, you know, a lot of magical things. But, like, when I went to research, like, even the most recent one, like lavender, I was surprised that there wasn't that much to be found. It's really nice when I can find a good resource for a book. And this is one of those. I was surprised. Like, genuinely, I did not expect to like this book. I was fully prepared to not love it. But the Mankey effect is here, and once again, I actually ended up liking a book. Now, is this a good cover-to-cover read? No. This is definitely a when you need it reference book. Otherwise, reading it cover-to-cover got a little rough, to say the least, because it's a lot of entries just back to back to back to back. If you're really interested, you might enjoy it, but otherwise, it's one of those books you buy to have when you need it. This book is definitely for more of the kitchen witches. If you're wanting to use the herbs and stuff in your kitchen, this book is for you. Would I buy this book? Probably, because it is a really good reference book. Again, I'm very surprised. I haven't liked her previous books, yet here we are. I'm probably gonna buy it eventually. So those are my thoughts on this book. I would love to know yours in the comments down below. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons. If you want to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Over there is where my audiobook is going to be going live on Thursdays for the foreseeable future. And so if you want to get the audio version of my latest book, Path of a Witch, it is going up every Thursday. I'm thinking like around noon-ish Utah time. Some days it may or may not happen because, like, life happens and I forget, but for the most part, that's when it's gonna happen. If you would like the other editions, it comes in ebook, paperback, and hardback, whichever you would prefer. They are now available and linked down below, as well as my first witchcraft book, The Death Journey. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and until next time, I will see you all soon. Blessed be.